everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done with Kenobi Part 1. That's what it's called. There's really no names for these episodes except Part 1, Part 2, and I bet you will keep going until Part 6. But yeah, freaking phenomenal episode. I cannot wait to go to episode 2, or I guess episode 2, I guess. Very interesting is that before, I don't know if anybody's going to be on here checking out my spoiler review for this, and then going into the episode, but it was they really just throw you in to the fact of Order 66, and we're in the Jedi Temple, and they really just throw you in, which it's very, it's very sad to see Order 66, especially from a different perspective, which we really never have seen. Different perspectives of Order 66 until we got Jedi Fallen Order. Then we saw different perspectives. But we saw, I'm not sure what Jedi it was, but she was defending the younglings so they could get away when the clones were in there. And that was just very sad to see that, especially with everything that's going on in the world. It was very nerve-wracking just to be of course, that this was, a traumatic event, and along with everything that's going on. And I don't think they probably should have put something up. I'm not quite sure why they didn't, to let people know that they were just going to throw us into Order 66. But of course, the scene needed to happen to set the way of where the show, where it was going with the serious tone of Order 66, that tragic event, and then it goes into 10 years later where we do see Obi-Wan, of course, as Ben, and he is looks like he's trying to stay close to the ground, not cause any attention, and he's like a butcher, it seems like working for a butchery, which was very interesting. Of course, he has to stay close to the ground without causing any attention. So I do like how he's very under the radar. And of course, we already see the Inquisitors here because they're looking for a Jedi, I guess, that's been there. That they're not looking for Obi-Wan, but they're looking for a Jedi that I guess is caused attention, I guess, around Tatooine. And we end up finding out that this one club in Tatooine, I guess it was this one little bar or whatever, I guess, was defending the place, and the one dude let the one Jedi stay there. And of course we get introduced to the third sister, and we get introduced also to, I think it was I don't know what it was, the other Jedi, not Jedi, but the other Inquisitor, but we get introduced to him as well. And it's very interesting to me also seeing Inquisitors again, because the first time we see Inquisitors is in Rebels, and of course also in Jedi Fallen Order. So it's just very cool to see the Grand Inquisitor and to see the third sister. And again, I think I don't know if that's the fourth brother or something. I don't even know, but it was just really cool to see that they just throw us into this. And the 10 years later, the Inquisitor's already there. They're looking for a Jedi. They end up finding the Jedi, and we already know that the third sister is so hot-headed and wants to find Obi-Wan. That's her goal right away, is that, she wants to find Obi-Wan. Apparently, they've been searching for Obi-Wan for about 10 years, and they've failed to find him. But she is so keen on finding Obi-Wan because I'm pretty sure she wants to impress Darth Vader. And, of course, that would impress Darth Vader if you could find someone that the other Inquisitors and everybody that Darth Vader sent out to find Obi-Wan has failed to do. She would possibly most likely become Grand Inquisitor. So I do like how she's driven, and she is the one that's saying to the other Inquisitor oh, maybe you're not, you guys aren't looking in the right places to find Obi-Wan. So I just love how she's driven, and she wants to find him, so she gets what she deserves. She's I want to get what I'm owed, meaning she probably wants to become the Grand Inquisitor. Maybe she thinks all the other Inquisitors are soft because they're willing to not show, they're not aggressive enough, because she's super aggressive. She literally was about to, she cut off somebody's hand because, they weren't giving her information. She wanted to make a point about, we're looking for this Jedi, we're not playing around. She also was about to, cut the Jedi that they did find. She was about to, cut him in half, but of course the other Inquisitor stopped her from doing it. And, of course, he got away, which I thought was funny. He just pulled down a sheet and got away, which I was shocked he got away. And, you know, I just like how we set the table of, like, the Inquisitors are here. There wasn't really much build up. They're there because they heard a Jedi was there. And I like how it's, like, moving along really quickly. On top of us, you know, seeing Leia, I personally did not think we were going to see Leia. I don't know why, because they've been so focused on Luke and the fact that Obi-Wan was supposed to look over Luke. And also, like, I think his name is General Organa, I think that's his name, is supposed to look over, you know, is like, you know, Leia's father. So, and I was just not prepared that we would be seeing Leia. But I do like how, like, that is the ploy, and, like, Leia getting captured is the reason that Obi-Wan has to leave Tatooine to not look over Luke anymore. And I just love, like, the one scene I love the most is when, you know, General Organa was talking to, you know, Obi-Wan, trying to get him, like, okay, you know, she got captured by pirates, we need your help. And of course, you know, Obi-Wan's like, I'm not the person I used to be. And, you know, they're like, we only trust you, we don't trust anybody else, we don't trust any bounty hunters, we only want you because you know who she is, you know, what she means and stuff. And, you know, he's like, I can't leave, you know, Luke. And I love when they said, you know, she's just as important as he is. And I was like, yeah, that's, like, it's true. She is, you know, not one's more special than the other. I was like, you know, it is true. You know, where, you know, what part she plays and who she is. So I just love that. And that's what gets him to want to, you know, Dawn to be a Jedi again, and what makes him pick up the lightsaber again. And that one moment when we're out in the sands of Tatooine and he digs up to get his lightsaber, we all knew what he was doing. He was picking up the lightsaber to go back to the duty of being a Jedi again just one last time. This one last ride he has to do to, you know, save Leia. So I just really appreciate that, like, they're moving this along, and it makes sense that this would make him want to, you know, go out and, you know, to don the, you know, to be a Jedi again. Like, what makes him pick up the mantle of being a Jedi again is Leia getting captured by pirates. No, and to find out that this is all was the third sister's plan is to hire the pirates so they take Leia, because of the fact that Obi-Wan used to work with General Organa. So I do appreciate the fact of that, you know, she's using this as a ploy to make Obi-Wan come out of the shadows so she can finally get Obi-Wan. So she's playing this very smart, but I thought it was dumb that the pirates weren't able to catch Leia. I thought that was hilarious that they weren't able to catch Leia at first. It literally, my sister said it best, where it literally reminded us as the three ninja villains, how they were just, they fail so bad to achieve anything. So I thought that was hilarious. One, the way they were running after Leia, I thought that was funny. I thought when, you know, how they I think that they literally earned the title of, like, the villains from Three Ninjas, of the fact that they didn't see if she had a little robot with her, and she did. So I thought that was hilarious. They didn't even try to see if she had anything on her. So that was super funny as well. But I just love how this is a perfect plan that the third sister has to get Obi-Wan out of the shadows. That's, like, it's so perfect. And I cannot wait to check the second part 2 episode. But yeah, guys, you know, I'll probably see you in the part 2, spoiler review for that. And then, yeah, then we'll be here next week, of course, for the third episode. But yeah, guys, I'm loving it so far. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey, Zach, welcome back to the Hero Wrestling, guys. I just got done with part 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Guys, I am loving it. Literally, I also love the new location Deborah Chow made. It's freaking awesome. Also, Deborah Chow is killing this series so far. I am loving it. Literally, right off the bat, of course, he's looking for Leia. He ends up finding Leia, of course. I even said to my sister, it feels very quick he was able to find Leia. But of course, the third sister wanted it to be easy for him to find Leia, so that way, Obi-Wan would fall into her trap so quickly due to the connection that Obi-Wan has to General Organa, that this was all just a plan for her to get Obi-Wan out of the shadows so she could capture him and, of course, become, the main Grand Inquisitor she wants to become, the Grand Inquisitor. And pretty much we see that in this episode. Literally, she is upset that, you know, the fifth brother, that's his name, not the fourth brother I said in the last thing. And also, the fifth brother is actually the actor that plays Han in the Fast and the Furious franchise, which I'm a big fan of him. I love him. He's my favorite character. If not my favorite characters in Fast and the Furious is Han. So I love that he's in it, and he plays the fifth brother. And the fifth brother, and of course the Grand Inquisitor, are not happy with the third sister. They think she's just too reckless, and she's not, you know, patient enough. And of course, the third sister thinks that the Grand Inquisitor is, you know, just, you know, is a fool, is incompetent enough that he can't capture Obi-Wan, and thinks that, you know, she thinks that she's above all of them, and she's more driven to get Obi-Wan, and she's just not keen to to fail. She wants to keep going and not fail and look for Obi-Wan. There is no enough is enough. She wants to keep looking for him. But at this point, they've just given up because, mind you, they've searched for him for like 10 years and they haven't been able to find him. So they've just given up, but she's never given up the fact that she knows if she gets Obi-Wan, she will go up in the rankings, if not become the Grand Inquisitor, and she will get the respect from Darth Vader. So I just love how that she is so driven, and she set this entire plan behind all the Grand Inquisitor and of course the fifth brother's back, like to set up this plan, because she knows that she's gonna have to do this herself, and literally she's doing this is a one person mission pretty much she's set on. This is my mission I'm doing. I don't care what they're telling me, even though, you know, the Grand Inquisitor said I can't do this. I'm doing my own thing regardless of what they say. And I just love how she's kind of like on her own. She wants to do this on her own. She knows if anybody's going to be bringing in Obi-Wan, she's going to be one bringing in Obi-Wan. So we get to the point where, like, Obi-Wan does get Leia, and, like, there's a cool fight sequence. It wasn't very long, where he's, like, you know, he's fighting, and you know, he punched the dude, and of course, you know, it hurts because he hasn't fought in years. I just love how it's, like, literally, it's, like, someone picking up the mantle again. It's, like, you know, after they had, like, you have this Jedi that hasn't fought for, like, 10 years, and has just been hiding, and hasn't, like, you know, been connected to the Force, hasn't even used the Force in like 10 years, and you just throw him into this mission, and he's fighting people, and of course it hurts because, you know, he hasn't done anything for years. When he uses the Force for the first time, when Leia literally, like, tried to jump across the rooftop because she was running from Obi-Wan, or running from Ben, because, you know, she didn't believe that, you know, that, like, even that, like, her father sent, you know, this so-called Jedi to go, you know, go save her. She doesn't believe it. And of course we see a moment, like, before she ends up trying to jump over to get away from Obi-Wan, she literally is, like, talking so loud at the point where Obi-Wan gets her and says, you know, your father sent me, I'm here to, you know, rescue you and take you back to your father. And she's like, you know, like, she's like, I don't know if I should trust you. I don't know if I believe you. And, you know, she, like, he's saying, you know, I'm a Jedi, because she sees his lightsaber, and she's like, are you a Jedi? And she's like, oh, like, if you're really a Jedi, make me float. And she's just talking so loud, where they're literally, the third sister sent out a bounty on Obi-Wan at this point, because, again, you know, after Obi-Wan taking out the guards that had Leia to set up the trap that the third sister had when he took them out, at this point, she knows that, and that's when she sent out the bounty. Along with the other Inquisitors there, with the Grand Inquisitor and the fifth brother, you know, she's the one that sent out the bounty behind the Grand Inquisitor's back, you know what I mean? Because, you know, that wasn't the whole plan of the thing. And they don't even know that this is their plan, that, you know, she made a deal with the pirates to capture the, you know, Leia, so that way, you know, they could get Obi-Wan. But he's going to take the credit if they do capture Obi-Wan for the third sister's plan. So at this point, everybody is after Obi-Wan right now. You know, the third sister put out the bounty, and right now he's trying to sneak Leia off this new, like, you know, location that they have in the show, and she's just talking about, like, saying out loud, "Or are you a Jedi? You know what I mean? If you're an actual Jedi, make me float." And it's like, oh my god, you used to be like, shush. Oh my god, I kept saying that to my sister the entire time. I'm like, oh my god, Leia just won't shush. Literally, he's gonna get caught. It's like you literally wanted to be like, oh my god, she won't just shush. So it's just because at this point, if he gets caught, it's game over. So I just love how, like, the show is making you be like, oh my god, why won't she just shush for a minute so we can get her out of here? And why doesn't she believe that he is an actual Jedi? But of course, you know, as we all know, it's known at this point that all the Jedi are pretty much gone. So of course she's not believing that. Like, oh, they're all gone. How are you actual Jedi? Or are you really sent here? Did my father really send you? And then when she finds out that pretty much this all happened, her getting captured, was all the fact that they were trying to catch him. She like runs away from him, and at that point, like he doesn't have his hood on anymore. He's running around the place trying to catch up to her so he can be to get her off the world. And she's just running around. He just has his hood down. I'm like, oh my god, he's just going out here all willy-nilly, like everybody's seeing him. I'm like, oh my god, this isn't good. She's making this very difficult. And then the point where like she jumps over at this point where like Obi-Wan's pinned and like there's two people, like these two bounty hunters trying to shoot at him on the rooftop, and he's trying to shoot at them back, so of course they don't hurt, like so that way he can get the Leia and get out of there. But Leia tries jumping across to another rooftop. She ends up falling. She ends up grabbing onto something, but then she ends up falling down, letting go because she ends up slipping from what she was trying to when she was trying to hold on to not fall to the ground. And of course Obi-Wan uses the Force again, and he hasn't used the Force in 10 years. So that was very cool to see him like struggle to use the Force because he just hasn't been connected to it. So I just loved that. I thought that was very cool. But honestly, I'm just super excited for the fact that, we get introduced to Kumail Nanjiani's character in this episode. And, he was it was rumored that he was going to be playing a Jedi, but he is actually playing a fake Jedi. He's just, using the whole Jedi lore as like, as just a scheme. He's pretending to be a Jedi for a scheme to make money and to get credits and things like that. And of course, when Obi-Wan first gets on the planet to try to, find, the location of where these pirates are keeping Leia, no one's really helping him except the kid, sends Obi-Wan to a Jedi that they have here at this new location. And, when Obi-Wan finds, Kumail Nanjiani's character, he's just scamming people, pretending to be a Jedi to get credits. And I just thought that was a very funny moment when Obi-Wan's like, oh, yes, like, the Force is, because he said, like, oh, the Force must be so hard or whatever. And he pretty much, playing off the fact of, oh, yeah, you're a Jedi, huh? So I just thought that was very funny when he's pretending to be a Jedi, because the way he was, like, portraying it, I was like, no, he can't actually be, like, an actual Jedi, because they were kind of making it funny. I was like, no, he's scamming people. No way he's a Jedi. The way they're making it out to be, the way they're shooting the shot of him, of the way he's acting right now, I'm like, no, clearly that he's just pretending to be a Jedi, scamming people to make money, and that's exactly what he was doing. And I loved that. I thought it was perfect for Kumail to play a fake Jedi. I just thought that was just so perfect. He gets to show off his, his real, his comedic side and stuff. So I just thought that was so perfect. And also lightens the mood a little bit with all, Obi-Wan trying to, coming out, of retirement, trying to find Leia on this planet, him being, back as a Jedi again, and we get some little bit comedic moments of him pretending to be a Jedi. But, Kumail actually ends up helping, Kumail's character actually ends up helping him get off the planet. And then, of course, that's when we see the third sister pretty much, closing in on Obi-Wan and Leia while they're trying to get to, a hangar base so they can get out off the world. And we get to the point where, we see the Inquisitor, and the Grand Inquisitor is like, okay, I'm going to take credit for this. Get out of my way. I'm going to show you how you're supposed to do this. And, of course, the third sister kills the Grand Inquisitor, which I was like, oh my god, I just can't believe they just did that. I mean, we knew it was coming. My sister knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. That clearly she wanted to go up in ranks. Clearly the other Inquisitors don't accept her. Because, they were saying, you were a low life until, you had these abilities, and then we let you come in here and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, they never respected her, and I knew she wanted to the reason that she's been so keen on finding Obi-Wan is because she knows if she finds Obi-Wan, Darth Vader will make her go up in ranks, and, she'll get what she deserves. So I knew she was going to be killing them off, but I just did not think it was going to be that easy to kill off the Grand Inquisitor, especially after us seeing how he is in Rebels, which, I mean, I'm going to assume now Rebels definitely takes place way before this, but, I mean, we do see the Grand Inquisitor die in Rebels, so I'm very confused on, did they kind of uncanon Rebels a little bit? Because he died here, but we thought he died in Rebels, but did he not die when he fell down in that pit? Did he actually survive? See, this is kind of confusing now to me. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys, like, does Rebels take place before this? Because it has to, because he died here, but we thought he died in Rebels. So it's kind of confusing on where Rebels stands with this now, because by them doing this, kind of like automatically uncanonizes Rebels a little bit, because we know he died in Rebels, but somehow he died in this. So that kind of confuses me. Also, I really just thought it would have been harder for her to do that, but it was so easy for her to do that. And I mean, it kind of annoys me also because they built up the Grand Inquisitor and we really wanted to see him in action. And all we did was see him spin his lightsaber at some point in the beginning of this episode to try to get the pirate to, like, tell him where Obi-Wan is. And that was pretty much it. We didn't really see him do anything. Somehow he didn't see through the Force that she was about to kill him. And they were really trying to build up him as a threat, especially for all we know how threatening he is from the Rebel series. It's like Rebel series and Grand Inquisitor is peak, and this Grand Inquisitor, I just feel like cannot be the same Grand Inquisitor if he died that easy. I don't buy it. But also it makes me think that the other Inquisitors are definitely going to die, probably at her hand, or, you know, now this will automatically make her Grand Inquisitor because, you know, maybe Darth Vader will know that she killed the Grand Inquisitor. I don't know if he'll know that, and maybe that will just make him respect her enough that he'll just, he'll just make her Grand Inquisitor. Or maybe she'll say, oh, Obi-Wan killed the Grand Inquisitor, and automatically, you know, Darth Vader, now knowing that Obi-Wan is still around, he will just pretty much be like, okay, you know, you set all this up in motion. You're the closest we've ever gotten to getting Obi-Wan. I'm going to promote you the Grand Inquisitor. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. But all I know now is that probably since the fact that Obi-Wan was shocked to find out that Anakin was still alive, when the third sister said, oh, you don't know, Anakin's still alive. And it's kind of like, oh, damn. It's like now, I like, Obi-Wan's like, was so shocked to hear that because he thought Anakin died. He thought what he did killed him, but clearly he does not know until now that Anakin is still alive, and Anakin's been the person that's been sending everybody out there to try to find him. So we know that battle's coming soon. They're going to face off at some point, and I'm just excited to see Darth Vader and, you know, Obi-Wan face off. You know, it's just going to be freaking amazing. Or you could say, I guess, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan face off, because we don't know. Are they going to do a thing where it's like maybe we see, you know, like do you think he'll be in his full Darth Vader costume? Or do you think we'll keep the helmet off, but they'll have like an oxygen mask on or something like that? So it's a little bit more personal. I don't know. Like, I want to know down in the comments below, what do you guys think that will be? Do you guys think he'll be in full like Darth Vader gear when he faces off against Obi-Wan? And because I feel like that's what they're kind of trying to say by the poster that was on Disney Plus. It looks like he's going to be in his full costume, which kind of feels like they spoiled it a little bit. That it's going to be at Tatooine, them like facing off again, and him in his outfit. I feel like they kind of spoiled that a little bit. I'm kind of hoping that's not where they're going to face off at, because if it is, they kind of in a way spoiled it. But I feel like in a way they kind of didn't, though, because we don't know what the combat's going to be like. We don't know how they'll get to the point where they do face off, how they'll run into each other. All I know is that I'm just super excited to see the third episode when it comes out next week. I just really wish they would just drop like 2 episodes a week. That would be amazing. Because I feel like, you know, that just really is moving us along. And I feel like, you know, that would just be a nice treat for us, that we've been waiting for this for years. And I would just love if they just keep dropping like 2 episodes. That would be amazing. But if they did that, you know, it would end very quickly. And I feel like we would just, you know, get sad, of course. And also on top of that, Disney Plus is not dumb enough to keep dropping 2 episodes, because, you know, they want us to keep talking about it. They want people that haven't already subscribed to Disney Plus to just subscribe to Disney Plus off of the hype of us talking about the show. So it's good from, you know, a marketing standpoint and a business standpoint. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited for the third episode. I want to know down in the comments below, what did you guys think about these 2 episodes? And yeah, where do you guys think this series is going to go? I'm really curious to know down in the comments below where you guys think this series is going to go. Also, again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put in those notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, part of the fam, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And guys, we are almost to 600 subscribers. Right now, if I'm correct, I think we're at 525, almost to 600. My goal is to get to 600 before the end of June. My initial goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of this year. And I know we can do that yet again, because this channel has been growing each and every day. And I want to make this one of the biggest channels on YouTube to show people that you can follow your dreams. That is the goal of this channel, is to show people that you can follow your dreams. But guys, yet again, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.